Welcome to TNT Footy. I am Ellie. You may have seen our mascot in the shop before, but we are having a little trouble bringing him to life. Now for the footy. We saw some close games and some blowouts, but none better than Dan Houston's kick after the siren. Not even the grand final rematch draw. Without any further ado, here are our hosts Todd, Taz, and Egi.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of TNT Footy. We've got myself, Todd. We've got Egi over on the right there, and we've got Brossa in the middle. We're filling in for Tassie today because Tassie's a bit under the weather. How you been, boys? How was the footy this weekend?
That's pretty good. I thoroughly enjoyed it this week, that's for sure.
Good games. Oh, thanks to Ali too for the introduction. What was that? Sorry, Brossa?
No, some good games of footy, especially the one I played in.
Yes, I heard you made a comeback. How was that? Did you pull up a bit sore?
Oh, I'm still feeling it.
Still feeling it, yeah. It never helps when you don't have a pre-season or you're not tuned, does it?
Nah, so first game in 5 years. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Probably feel that for the next couple. Probably
next
till
3
next
weeks, I
weekend, I
reckon.
would have thought. Yeah. Still be going. Well, anyway, what we got today? We're going to keep today nice and short. We're missing Tassie's. There's going to be no Tassie's test. Moisey's minutes are probably on hold till next week. And we've got a couple of exciting things coming up in the next couple. We're going to do a couple of... what were you doing, Brossa? Sorry? Oh, a couple of All-Australian teams. We're going to get a few blokes on with a couple of All-Australian teams.
Yeah, I think we just got... Yeah, sorry. You go, Brossa.
Yeah, just going through the All-Australian side with you guys, yeah. And,
just up to the mid-season one?
Yeah, just where we finished up halfway through the year and how it was shaping, that could look like. It's probably changed now a couple of rounds in, but yeah, it's halfway through the year and see how that looks.
How do they judge that?
So a panel gets together with champion data and form and, the big moments of players. So you look at Bontempelli, for an instance, he stands up in big games. He has huge influence.
Yep.
So, those kind of things, the panel get together and they have a chat about, positional, how much impact, meters gain, is he locking down the best forward? So, if he's the best defender, are they kicking goals against him? I look at all the stats and influence and how that looks.
And see how it goes. Because Champion Data, they've brought a new tool in this system, I believe. They're not ranking players based on everyone. They're ranking it based on their situation and position. So they rank backmans they give it average of what a backman should be scoring, and if they're scoring above, they get ranked better. Because Champion Data actually has the current ruckman and the All-Australian readers Brody Grundy.
Cool.
Yeah, the number one player rated at the moment, which is very surprising, is Jack Sinclair from St Kilda.
Oh.
Yeah, based on because he's that forward pressure side, so they're not banked to score as well, but he's been scoring very well.
More of a half-back midfielder like Dacos.
Oh, he's off half-back, isn't he?
Yeah, so in the role he plays, he's got the highest player rating, so it's quite exciting to see that for the Saints.
Yeah, backmans as well, because they've got him. Dacos is obviously up there, but I think Bont is sitting second or third, and I think it's 2 at the moment is Houston.
Cool.
Yeah, it went.
Did have that good kick on the weekend?
That's the one who sealed the game on the weekend.
Yeah, Sinclair, Houston, Butters, then Bontempelli.
Then Bont, and then Dacos, I believe, is 5th, which
correct.
Surprised a lot of people, but I think he's going to get rated. He's going to have the Gary Ablett Jr. effect from now on. If he doesn't have 30 pluses and 2 goals, he's had an ordinary game. Is the way I see him. All right, we better get straight into it with the teams this week.
We did. The first game was Thursday night, Geelong v Melbourne. Geelong got up 78 points to 63. What are your thoughts on that, Brossa?
Cracking game. Inside contest kind of game. They got some big bulls on both sides, and I think Melbourne just...
I think you've got the wrong week, Egi.
Oh, do I?
Last week.
Oh, not my apologies. It was.
I'm sitting here going, we're rewinding 2 weeks. So I'm like,
my apologies. I've got to scroll down. I must have bumped the mouse and rolled up.
was Brisbane Richmond.
It was. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was about to say Brisbane game, Richmond a cow up. I'm sitting here looking at my screen going, do I miss a week or what have we done here? But no, it was definitely Brisbane versus Richmond here.
Brisbane
As you-
Richmond, it was a bit of a slaughter.
Yeah, it was.
Brisbane flexed their muscles, and look,
But
Richmond have got some work to do, but they've got some cavalry coming soon, so they'll be good.
It just shows you you're 5-10% off, and that's what happens this year.
Yeah.
Because they weren't
Yeah.
far off Richmond. They were just a couple of points, missing a couple of players.
And
got demolished.
Jaden Short come off early, but did he come back on or no? Was he off for the whole game? Cody said they had 4 out.
Richmond, yeah. Martin didn't play. There was a few that didn't play. Martin was the standout one, and who else have they got coming back this week? There's 2 coming back that are stars. I think it is Martin and Short coming back in this week.
I've heard Tom Lynch is a sneaky chance as well.
Yeah, I think it was
Lynch might be
supposed to
back.
come last week, but he tested, but obviously didn't pass.
Hmm.
Prestia,
So, yeah,
Cody's put as well.
that's,
Prestia's coming back.
Prestia, that's the one that's coming back. Yep, they've got Prestia and Martin back in this week, which will be 2 big hits for them this week. But that game, not much really to say. Brisbane just showed up. Looked very impressive.
They did. Then we went to Friday night. We had the grand final rematch. Coming out with a draw, 54 all. Sydney v Geelong.
I've got, this is actually my don't like. I'm going to get out here early in my don't like. But Geelong did not want to win that game after Sydney kicked that point.
Nah.
If they were trying to win that game, that's a torp down the middle.
Yeah, but I think
They went
they were
wide
too
to the
scared of
boundary
handing
line
it
to
straight
stay.
over. They'd rather a
Yeah.
draw than a win, than a loss.
Than a loss, yeah. And that's the instinct that killer Geelong last year wouldn't have had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt Geelong were very lucky to be in the game, to be honest, after Sydney's start. I felt Sydney could have been up 8 goals if they kicked straight.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
silly, like, who was it? Hickey from the top of the goal square.
They're like 50,
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes out.
3 minutes to go in the game. There was at the top of the goal square already. I think it was Clark running into an open goal and sprayed it. They were just
Mhm.
silly. Sydney were unlucky, but unlucky because of their own actions, I believe.
Yeah.
Then we had probably the worst game of the round.
Wasn't sure if you wanted to touch
Adelaide.
it.
Yeah.
It looked good the first 2 quarters, didn't it?
No, it was a good game till half time, and then
Yeah.
Adelaide just sort of flexed, and I think North they showed they were. I obviously watched the game, but they're like 5% off, just not clean, just missing the handball. So they'll get that together in a couple of years, I think.
Yep.
I got to see Adelaide live against the Pies a couple of weeks ago, and they impressed me. And I reckon they're a smoky in the finals. I wouldn't want to come up against them again.
Yep.
Well, I got a stat on Adelaide.
Cody just put Clarko back today, Toddy as well.
Yeah, Clarko's back. He's not going to coach. I believe he's just back in some form. I think he's waiting till after the Hawthorn game before he takes official duties again.
Yep.
Just back on that Adelaide. Where's my ladder here? I don't know what. But I reckon they've scored it's either second or third most points in the AFL up to now.
Yeah, well, they've got 119.6 for and against. I think the next one is Melbourne, then Brisbane, then Collingwood.
Yeah, so they've scored some points and they've looked mighty impressive.
Yeah.
So here's their points for what do we got? So they've kicked 1,456 points this season. There's only Brisbane that is above them.
Oof.
So they've scored more points than Collingwood, Port Adelaide, Melbourne, St Kilda, Bulldogs, and Essendon. So I thought that, and they're only 13 points off total points off Brisbane. So they're a powerhouse too. We talk about Brisbane's attack, but Adelaide's attack's probably up point with best forward line in the game, I reckon.
Yeah, they've got adding Rankin. Rochelle's taken a step. They've got Saligo.
Shelley on the telly.
Rochelle, yes. Big Tex too. Everyone thought he was done a couple of years
Tex,
ago.
Steelthorpe, yeah,
That's very potent there.
they get you both ways. is what's probably impressive. They can get you with a big forward, or they can get you out the back with the smalls as well. So.
Yeah, and they had Dawson go into the centre this year, which he's been mighty impressive in there.
Cody's just asked, what do you think of the vision of Clayton Oliver today at training? Apparently come off after the warm-up lap or something, was
Yeah,
it?
I
Or?
watched that vision a lot today, and it was talking to the hyper training coordinator or something to do with the team, and it's just frustration. That's all I get out of that. He's obviously got another setback. He wants to be out there playing, and I just take it as frustration.
Yep.
Yeah, injuries are not fun for players. The amount of work they put in pre-season just to the
Just
battle
have
in
crack.
just to have a crack and compete at an elite level is not easy. So to keep having setbacks, it can be.
And it's
challenging.
probably worse here because he's been borderline, and they don't want to rush him. Where he probably thinks I'm good to go, just let me at it.
Yeah, correct.
So he's probably at that stage where I could have played 3 weeks ago, but they're trying to measure him perfectly so they don't get a repeat injury. But he's just, I just want to get out there.
Yep.
Instead of being a one and done kind of guy, they want him to play the remainder of the season out and know that he can carry the load. So
yeah, that's it. They want him to get through all the finals they're going to play because they will play finals this year, Melbourne. They're not
yeah, he'll be super important to him.
Yeah, they need him to go deep into that. Then we got Bulldogs Fremantle on Saturday.
Yes.
What do you think of that one, Egi?
It was pretty close, I think, for the first few quarters, and then Bulldogs sort of went away with it in the last one. That's I'm pretty sure. I did listen to the game because you were talking about them. I've been listening to the wrong game. Does that work?
Yeah, I dislike. This is another. I've got 2 dislikes, but this was another one because it's on the same time.
Yeah.
I had 2 1:10 games on a Saturday. It was very strange. I thought.
Katie's just put same as this weekend. They're gonna get on top. We'll see. There's 2 against 1 now. I got Brossa on the show this week.
Brossa, your thoughts on that game? Did you watch that game or you miss it? You
I
were playing
watched
footy, weren't you?
I was playing footy then, but as the nut I am, I watched the highlights, and it looked like the Bulldogs flexed their muscles and probably starting to show the depth that they have up and trying to find the right balance. And they got it right on the weekend. They're hit and miss team at the moment. Don't know what to expect with them.
Yeah.
Especially with that 8 tightening up too, you'd want to let them start hitting some form too, or they could easily miss out.
They could, very, very much so. They've got some tools that Bont. He's exciting to watch.
Bontempelli, I do like Bontempelli. He's
played probably his strongest game for the year, I reckon, against the Freo.
He just, I don't know. You watch him, it's just like time stands still too, and he's just got plenty of time, and he's so clean and above head. He's still good as well. Can take a mark. He's just the whole package.
Yeah.
Gold Coast Collingwood, and this was probably the worst game of the round, I thought.
It was a bit. They were just all over him.
Yeah, from a Pies perspective, great game.
Yeah.
It probably puts Collingwood, I'm not going to say further in front of Port Adelaide, but it puts them on top of Port Adelaide. I've had Port for the last couple of weeks, but this performance, Collingwood just look like they're getting better. And it's going to be scary for if they can get better.
Cody's put the Jamie Elliott goal was so good. It was like cool, calm, and collected. We did have a big debate about this goal too.
So I don't think it's been goal of the year.
Nah.
The commentator said like it was a smart goal. I'm not saying it's not a smart goal, but you can't give that goal of the year.
Nah.
I don't believe.
Not after Ashcroft's one with his fly kick in the air was pretty good.
Yeah, Ashcroft's one. You've even got Dacos's one. He had one from the boundary line after Balkan couple. You've got heaps better goals just from Collingwood alone.
Yep.
I reckon so. I don't think you can give a goal of the year, but it was an exciting goal, and that's what he's there for.
Yeah.
Bit of entertainment.
Yeah, it was a piece of brilliance, individual brilliance.
Yeah, and he's got the capability and all that, but he's also a strong lead-up forward too.
Yeah.
Then we probably go into the game of the round. Or one of the games of the round anyway.
This game was absolute thriller.
It was. Port Adelaide v Essendon. with Dan Houston's kick after the siren.
Now,
That's
this was
goal
just a
here for my book.
goal of the year for your book. It's a pressure goal with a wet football from 55, very tough. But I thought in the fourth quarter, this had a whole game. I thought Essendon blown away. I thought it was like Essendon were going to win, then Port were going to had it clear, and it changed games like 4 times in the
Yeah.
last quarter by like big margins. Though it was like rolls of goals, and then the Houston kick after sign was huge, and under pressure that wet ball. But he took the mark, and he was never doing anything else. He was taking that shot.
Cody just mentioned Jamara's hanger. I'm guessing he must be thinking Jamara's hanger was one of the hangers of the.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't say it.
Yeah.
You said it, Brossa?
Nah, he was.
Unfortunately, in the highlights, you see it pretty quickly. It's pretty
Yeah.
good, but
Pretty good.
I think there's a mark. Hemmelberg's mark early in the year is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, who did he sit on? It was O'Brien, wasn't it? He stood on O'Brien.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was a tall guy.
Yeah, I think it was O'Brien from Adelaide that he stood on. Absolute croaker that game. That was my mate Dunny was at the game, and he said when Parrish kicked that last goal, everyone in the crowd thought it was over. It was all celebrations, all party time, and to go from that to losing after the siren would be devastating.
But he didn't even look like handing that ball off.
No, Houston went straight back. I'm
Yeah.
kicking this, and that's what I said. He took the mark, walked straight back, and that was never going anywhere but in his hands.
Yeah.
Essendon, unfortunately, the inexperience a little bit might have shown in that situation.
The quick kick out.
Yeah, quick kick out. Probably more of what you've seen some of the other teams have done, like just keep saturating the contest to take away the time so they don't have the shot.
Yeah, plug it in there. I'll put this question here because I put it to the boys the other week, whereas I think they are. Do you believe Essendon are contenders and can compete in finals this year, Brossa?
I reckon they're a chance to win a final.
Yeah.
But I think the top 5 sides, there's a gap from
So
6
they're being
to
Collingwood, Port Adelaide, Brisbane.
Cody's
and
said
St
nope.
Kilda. You got St Kilda as your 5th or the Bulldogs? Or Adelaide, I believe you had Adelaide.
At the moment, I have Adelaide probably in my top 5.
So you got Adelaide, Melbourne, Brisbane, Port, and Collingwood as your contenders.
Yeah, they're the 5 teams that have the tools to probably rip a game apart in 10 minutes. Whereas I think you go from St Kilda, Bulldogs, they're still working on their game style and how they want to compete. Like, it's not complete, but defensively, Essendon are very good, and I think they can pinch a scalp. But I reckon a semi-final berth this year is probably possible, but that's probably the furthest they go.
Sorry, keep going. Yeah.
As an Essendon supporter, I'd be wrapped with that, considering playing with.
Well, that's what all Brian's been talking about this year is just win a final. He needs just the 6,000 days to be over, or 7,000 days, I believe they're up to. It's like 20 years without winning a final. That's Carlton's next, so you Carlton supporters don't get 2 years on about 4,000, and then North's on about 3,000, so I can't get too happy either. But that's all he wants for this year, and then you reckon next couple of years they can charge a bit deeper. But that's my biggest pull on St Kilda too. They're too defensive. They can't, as we saw with the West Coast, that game nearly went the other way because St Kilda can't score quick enough.
I agree with you. Like, you're giving teams a chance if you can't kick a big score.
Yeah.
When you're scoring around 90 to 100, it makes it very hard to win games. So if St Kilda, they average, I think, about 80. They only let through about, on average, 40 or 50, but you're given 35 goals in local footy, or in footy these days is nothing. Brisbane will kick that in 4 minutes. Yeah, correct.
Then we had Hawthorn Carlton.
Carlton just ran away with it, and then I've seen on TikTok is the lid's off.
That's what I was just about to say. That all I've seen on TikTok is the lid is off. The lid is off. They're beating West Coast and Hawthorn, and now the lid is off.
We'll see after this week. They got someone decent this week, or half decent this week.
I don't think they can
beat. Is it
the lid is off.
Freo and Freo? Is it? Is that where they're playing?
I couldn't tell you. I'm just going back through to find out. So they had the bye. They had
Well, I suppose that's it. They're the only team to win after the bye.
They
No,
knocked
no,
off
there's two
Gold
teams.
Coast.
Gold
knocked
Coast,
off
yeah. So they had Gold Coast, and then they had last
Hawthorn.
week was Hawthorn. And that's the lid's off. I don't believe the lid's off. I really don't think they're a shot to make finals. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because Carlton have been through a lot, obviously, with Essendon and North Melbourne.
Yep.
And West Coast now. But yeah, that was a terrible game to watch. I watched most of that game until the Melbourne GWS game was on, but I thought it was terrible to watch. Exciting if you're a Carlton supporter, but terrible as a footy fan.
And that is the next game we're talking about, Melbourne versus GWS. That was on Sunday. I was in Alice Springs, wasn't it?
Absolute cracker in Alice Springs. Now Melbourne,
They
did it to themselves.
Was it very wet? I was out and about in the afternoon, but
It did rain a lot during that game. It was very dewy.
it's just very low scoring. That's what I thought.
No, well, Melbourne kicked 5-15. That'd be what the low scoring.
Oh wow!
So they left the door wide open. They kicked 15-5. It's over at half time because they should have been 6-7 goals, 8 goals even at half time.
I think you were the one, Moisey, that said poor goal kicking is bad footy.
It is, yes. If you're missing goals, it's like, who was it? There's early in the year, teams dropping it because of inaccurate kicking, and it hurts. It really does hurt. Like Sydney got a draw from 6-18. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be kicking that. AFL footballers should be kicking straight. I know it is hard, but
Katie's like a lot of teams have been doing. They have been, but like Melbourne's been doing it consistently lately. Like they did get the win over Collingwood doing it. They're on back-to-back losses now, aren't they?
No, I think they won the week before.
I think Geelong beat them, didn't they? We just talked about it at the start of the game. I got the thing wrong.
Oh, Geelong, yes. Geelong got them, then they had the bye, didn't they?
Yep.
Oh, no, they had the bye, then Geelong, then, yeah. Yeah, so they're going back-to-back. I still think they're better than they're playing, so I still think they'll make finals.
Yeah.
See. That was cracker of a game, though. Like, that last 5 minutes was electrifying.
Is the Gawn-Grundy experience working?
Well, champion data would say yes. They got their secondary ruckman as the best ruckman in the comp, and Gawn is an absolute beast. But their problem...
Katie reckons no. Sorry?
But if you were watching a game, would you say that those two...
I said originally, and I don't think so, more because their biggest problem is their forward line and scoring points. Now, I don't know where their forward's going to come from. Their cycle, Fridge, Benny Brown, had Shacky run through there. They can't find a forward. I don't know.
Do you think it's the forwards, or do you think it's the way they deliver the ball to their forwards?
Well, you look at the year they won the flag. Who was in the forward line that year? They were kicking monster goals because they were getting the first yours. Yeah, Ben Brown was in there. McDonald's out at the moment, isn't he?
And coach put no Fritch for 8 weeks.
Yeah, Fritch is out now, so I don't know who they're going to go. They're going to have to bring in a Shacky or Ben Brown, but Ben Brown's been pretty ordinary.
What about Van Rooyen back in? He showed some class at the start of the year, and he's dropped off a bit.
Yeah.
I think he just got.
They drop him.
They dropped him last week for Ben Brown. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think you can drop Van Rooyen. The young kid's been good for him all year. I missed that. I've missed that completely. But no, yeah, Van Rooyen should come back in for mine. I thought he's been huge all year. I thought he's been their only consistent one up there. Apart from Fritch. Fritch has been good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. At the moment, their ball movement through the midfield's not elite, but it's because they're missing one of their best ball winners / movers in Oliver. I believe once they get Oliver and Petrarca back, because Petrarca's good inside, but his disposal lacks a bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
his kick and his disposal. I think he can get the handball out to an Oliver or to Ed Langan out on the wing there. He can get the ball to the runners. I just don't think his efficiency is as good when he's kicking the ball.
Oh, we've got 10 minutes left.
You reckon it's the midfield? Oh, we only got 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Hang on. All right, we'll better scrape through this. West Coast St Kilda. That was another good game.
It was good. Kept our bet and play as well, which was good.
Yeah, well, that's got us 38 for next week. So I thought that was a good game. Again, St Kilda's defensive mindset killed them early because they tried to play a zone and wouldn't push up on the man. So West Coast chipped it around and got over that zone.
Yep.
When they fixed that up, St Kilda come charging back.
Yeah, was there any big likes or dislikes you saw in this round?
I went through me too.
Yep.
Dislikes of Geelong not attacking, and I forgot what the other one was, but they're mine.
What about you, Brossa? Did anything stand out that you didn't like?
Probably teams not willing to pull the trigger.
Yeah, Geelong.
Yeah, Geelong being the main one of that.
All right, we're going to... Sorry?
And my like was seeing Carrara Stadium, so the Gold Coast Stadium, sold out.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
I didn't know it was sold out, but
great
that's good.
footy. Yeah.
It's called something different now, because it used to be Metricon, but obviously they're in a bit of... Well, they were in
Carrara or something.
It used to be called Carrara Stadium, yeah.
Yeah, but it did sell out against the Pies, which is very impressive.
But I know...
Second time I think it's sold out, isn't it?
Yeah, and Cody's put Pies Dogs game sold out too. Yeah, I tried... 4 weeks ago, I was going to take the family, but yeah, I could probably go by myself, but
not going to happen.
Nah, I could. Oh, I've got the away ticket, so I can get in the gate. I think I just got to stand up or sit up in the top 3 tiers.
Yeah, bogo there. Just to tip leaders for us quickly, Egi.
All right, quickly.
Postpone just for everyone here. We're going to postpone Taz's test till he's feeling better next week. We've gone a bit in deep to the football, so we'll let Moisty's minute go till next week as well, because otherwise we're going to run out of time.
We got Sammy P3 still in front, but Jim Bob Parker's come up score levels with him, so they're both on 97. We got Pegalish and Haley just behind them on 94, and Will I Go Saints, Paul Willow, Rockin' Horse, How Good Was Dreamtime this year, and Soulman. We're all on 91. And then we got
the field's chasing.
Yeah, so it's up to ninth, but I think the two clear, 3 in front, then they're another. The ones in third and fourth for another 3 in the front. Then we've got Carl Blues and the Yerk down at 89. I think Brossa's there at number 12, slowly sneaking up.
Just slotted in there nicely. Get a 7.
Need a miracle.
Mate, I'm 30 behind. I need a miracle. I'm a third of his score.
So going into this round. So we got Richmond v Sydney tomorrow.
Richmond, Sydney. I reckon I got Sydney winning that one.
In Melbourne, I'm going to lean towards Richmond for me.
Brossa?
I've gone Richmond to bounce back.
Yep.
Richmond to bounce back. Beautiful.
Cody's got the Tigers. Then we got
Brisbane, Collingwood.
Yeah.
Bulldogs, Collingwood, sorry. I'm going for a bit of an upset here. I think they're rushing to go back.
Cody's got Collingwood.
I'm going to go Bulldogs.
He's got the Dogs. He's got the Dogs.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bulldogs too.
I have to go the Pies.
If it's at Marvel, the Dogs are a big chance.
Yep.
So you boys are going Dogs too?
No, I'm going Pies.
Collingwood. Brisbane, West Coast up there?
Brisbane, 100%.
Brisbane.
By 150.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be huge market. GWS Hawthorn up in GWS Stadium.
GWS for me.
Yeah, the Giants are hard to beat on.
Yeah, I've got Giants too. Then we've got probably going to be one of the matches around St Kilda Melbourne.
I'm going to have to go... Oh, it's going to be a low-scoring game, I reckon, this one. They're sort of... Unless Melbourne run away with it, but they both play slow footy, I thought. What are your thoughts on that?
Got, mate?
I got Melbourne.
I've got Melbourne too. I think St Kilda will be hard to score against, but I think Melbourne can do it.
Yeah, I'm a Melbourne. Most of their supporters will be at the snow, though.
This is true. This is normally when they're out vacationing, isn't it? Port Adelaide, Gold Coast over in Adelaide.
Port Adelaide.
Port.
Yeah, I got Port too. Geelong, North Melbourne.
Geelong.
I don't know where that home game is. I think it's down at GMSBA Stadium.
Geelong for me.
Cats.
Yeah, I've got the Cats too. Essendon, Adelaide. This is probably going to be the other match.
See, it's in Melbourne too.
Yeah, Adelaide have not played well away from home this year, so I'm going with Essendon.
I might follow you there too and go Essendon.
Crows.
Cody's got the Crows as well. And the last one, Freo versus Carlton.
The only thing on the Crows is they've travelled very bad this year. We better get on because I'm wasting time here. All right, go.
Last one,
Carlton.
Yep, I'm going Freo.
Over in the Derby. I've got Freo too.
Yep.
I've tipped an upset, the Blues.
The Blues, I've got the lid to go back on this week. All right, Eggy, we've got your 10K and best bet challenge. So we'll get the 10K wheel if anyone wants to put in a team they want to back. Brossa, we'll get one from you too. Short thing this week.
My sure thing.
Yep.
It'd have to be Brisbane over West Coast.
Brisbane over West Coast. All right, we'll throw
40
that on
plus.
the wheel. I've got Fremantle over Carlton. Oh, you've got 40 plus.
Yeah.
Right, so Brisbane 40 plus. I've got Fremantle.
Cody,
Anyone in chat, feel free to throw one there.
to go back to the Port Adelaide over Gold Coast. Or
Port Adelaide.
yeah, Port.
All right, throw them on the wheel.
And
with the
Cody's
multi.
got Lions 50 plus.
Lions 50 plus. What Brossa took them for what?
40 plus.
So Brossa, you know if you back the Lions, they're actually paying $1. So you cannot win money on the Lions at Sportsbet. They are unbackable.
$1.95 for 40 plus.
I don't know what they are for 40 plus, but I don't think they give you that for 40 plus. Anyway, get them on the wheels. I'll look it up now. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't even give you that for 40 plus. The line is 83 points.
I'm going to spin it up now.
Head, you can get $1 and not 5 cents. 1.005. So you get.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. You would not
What do we
believe it.
got?
$1.
Who we got?
Can you see it or not?
No, I haven't got a stream up.
Multi-all.
Multi-all. All right, so we've got Brisbane by... Do you want to take the 83 points, Brossa, or what'd you say?
Well, why don't you take a risk and go $1.39? $8.50.
What do you want them on? 1.239.
I'm just staring.
All right, we'll go 40 plus. I'll work that one out.
Well, I think Lions got 50. I mean, Cody's got Lions 50 plus. So we'll have to up it to 50 plus.
We'll go Lions 50 plus.
And then add, and then Port
Who
Adelaide.
did you take? Port Adelaide, and then we've got to go the head-to-head to the line. Let's see.
Pretty excited about that. I'm glad we got that. We haven't had it yet. We've been waiting for it.
40 plus is $1.06.
Yes. Just saw that.
We've got to take the line at 83 points.
Oh. What about 50 plus? What about 50 plus?
It'd be the same. If $1.06 at 40 plus, it's going to be
$1.10.
yeah, $1.10.
That's
or
right.
we can go the total game points, 185
Over 185.
or under.
What's the weather like in Brisbane? Cody reckons take it at 83. What do you reckon, Brossa? You're the other one that was on Brisbane.
Who's the
Or think
Pies?
this.
I reckon you should take Pies 1-39.
They're changing this tip now.
Take who?
The pie is 1-39.
You're looking for odds 1-39 for Pies.
No, we're looking for sure wins. We're just trying to get the kitty up.
Just trying to get the kizzy up. All right, so we've got the multi as Fremantle, Port Adelaide, and Brisbane, but Frost has got to pick his line. Not taking 40 because it's $1.02.
60. Go 60.
60.
All right.
10 goals. 10 goals is fair.
Can I pick mine? How do you pick your own on? Oh, here. Margin markets. Winning margin. No. Super margins. No. 60 plus is $1.24. That's a bit better.
That's a bit
60?
better. Yep. Done.
60 it is.
What sort of odds are we looking at?
All right, so for those four, I better get rid of Brisbane at 82. We're getting $2.65. So that is 38 on that.
$1.65. All right. Any tips this week? Put one on Discord today, and I only put just the one horse. I was paying $4.50, but then it jumped to $5.50. But we got the win, so we're back in the green now. So I was going a bit bad the last two Saturdays. I was going to lose after lose. So these are the two I'm looking at this week. I got Cy in Caulfield Race 8 and Hennessy Lad in Caulfield Race 5. So that one's paying $5, one's paying $6.50, and we just lost the boys. All right, we're back quickly.
Oh, we're back. Sorry, guys. It was a quick technical issue. This happens when Tassie doesn't rock up. He's He's our Zoom meeting man, so he's got all the experience in Zoom. But yeah, just quickly, just run over your tips again. We like to firstly thank Brossa.
Yeah, thanks, Brossa, for coming in. It's
having some technical
Caulfield
issues,
Race 8, number 13, and then we've got Caulfield Race 5, number 10. But if you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord, because by the time we get around to the weekend, I've seen the weather and that, and I've usually changed them. So
the Caulfield Race 8, you want 13. Side?
Yep, Cy. It's a
And
stakes
the other
race
one?
too, so there could be a bit anyway. And Caulfield Race 5, number 10, Hennessy Lad.
Hennessy Lad, we've got some good odds there.
Yeah.
All right, and just quickly, our so if our bet gets up this week, what do we? I've got to find it now. I think it was about $100 there, $100.70.
Oh, that's good.
$100.70 if it gets up, and we'll be back playing. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to say this. I'll go mention more of this, but what we get, we'll just sort of hash out. Are we? We're just going to give that away.
Yeah. This. For the tipping. That's So we're just trying to get that back up.
I get that back up over 150, and anything extra we'll make, we'll just throw into the tipping, I think.
Beautiful. Cody's like, I got on Egi bet.
Got on, beautiful. All
Beautiful.
right, thanks again, everyone, for joining, and thanks again, Brossa, for hosting. Hopefully, Taz is better and back next week.
Yeah, hopefully, and hopefully you're better too. You've been a bit under the weather lately.
Yeah, I've been a bit crook with just had a cough, had an after cough, bit of whooping cough. But you get that in the big jobs. So
Yeah, and
some
then
antibiotics, and hopefully get back to still been working though. Been going to work.
Yeah, well, that's what it probably is because coming into winter in the cold and that.
And we work out in the rain.
Yeah,
too,
in
so
the rain
sitting
too.
in
So
the
you got,
rain's no good.
breathing in the water as well. That can't be good.
No, that's true. All right, thanks everyone again for joining, and let's hope it's another explosive
This round of footy. Let's go, boys.
Let's go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.